Hey, customers, welcome back to another episode of Fast Films. We cover all the news and reviews just for you. This week, we're going to be covering June 4th to June 10th.
And for trailers this week, we're starting off with Expendables 4. The geriatric boys are not back for this one. It seems like only Stallone and Ivan Drago are on this one. But, I mean, it's Expendables. It's probably going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of action. This movie's set to come out of retirement in September 22nd.
We had another teaser for Secret Invasion that's coming to Disney Plus on June 4th, or on June 21st, excuse me. This looks like it's going to be the espionage story that we haven't seen in a while in the MCU. Hoping it's a lot like Captain America: The Winter Soldier. Definitely going to be watching this when it comes out on June 21st. And another Disney project dropped a trailer this week. We had one for Ahsoka. We got to see a lot more of the action that's going to be happening in this show. We got to see a lot of Ray Stevenson's character using the dark side force powers. Really looking forward to this show as well. That's going to be coming to Disney Plus on August 23rd.
And for a movie, I'm not very surprised it has a sequel, but kind of surprising that it does have one. It's going to be Bird Box. It's going to be a sequel to it. It's called Bird Box Barcelona. Of course, it's going to take place in Barcelona. It looks interesting. We'll see. It's set to hit Netflix on July 14th, so stay tuned. That should be in about a month or so.
And then we got another project from Netflix. The Witcher Season 3 had another trailer for their show coming out this new season. This is going to be Henry Cavill's last one since they're replacing him, since he got into dispute with the producers and showrunners. They are splitting up this season. They're dropping the first 5 episodes on June 29th, with the final 3 coming on June 27th.
And Nicolas Cage is back, and crazier than ever, we got him with Joel Kinnaman from the Suicide Squad movies, where it seems like Joel Kinnaman is going to the hospital for the birth of his child, and then Nicolas Cage comes by, takes him hostage. It looks a little bit like the Tom Hardy movie Locke mixed with some collateral damage, but this one's set to release on July 28th. And now for this week's headlines.
So we had SAG members. They did a vote for if they're in favor of striking while they're in their negotiations. They had about a 98% approval rate for their strike going on. So it's a really big deal because it's showing a lot of support for the Writers Guild strike that's going on currently. And I mean, the writers are the reason people like enjoy stuff. That's why movies are good and shows is the writing. But having the people that, the actors in it, the reason people show up to see stuff, also supporting the strike is going to be a huge deal. Hopefully this will make it so the strike ends sooner than expected.
And Indiana Jones is predicted to bomb. A box office analyst has predicted that the movie will bomb in its first weekend, making only about $60 to $70 million, which apparently has been about $100 million less than the last one and the lowest one in the franchise.
So we had Idris Elba is currently in talks with Disney to star as the villain in Daisy Ridley's upcoming Star Wars movies. After a disappointing run in the Star Wars sequel movies as Rey, really looking forward to seeing Daisy Ridley come back, and adding an actor like Idris Elba in here as the villain should be really great. And hopefully this is something we can all look forward to going forward.
Sony has sent out an updated version of Spider-Man Across the Universe due to complaints about low audio in the introductory scene. But luckily, it seems like it's only been in a handful of theaters, and sources say that all the prints have been updated. And apparently, from what I heard from Frank, it happened in this theater, but he doesn't know if it was that or if it was just a shitty theater. Bryan Cranston is setting the record straight about him retiring. Apparently, there was some news that came out about him retiring, which was very unclear and misworded. He came out on his Instagram saying that he is not retiring. He's planning on taking a break next year when he hits 70. He wants to spend time with his wife, but he will be coming back to acting.
And then for a little bit of news in the movie theater versus streaming at home stuff, Fast X is already on Amazon for rent. This is only 3 weeks after popping up in theaters. As streaming movies at home become more popular, I think we might see this more depending on the studio. I'm a fan of streaming at home for sure. I mean, I like to avoid the people as much as possible. So being at home and being able to watch a movie is a lot better to me. Hopefully it kind of keeps that trend going, but especially during the summertime when you have a movie coming out every week, it's kind of understandable. Like, hey, maybe we should just get this out to streaming and people can watch it at home. And then for reviews this week, we had Dave's season 3 finally ended. Dave is really like the white version of Atlanta. Like, it's just about this character. This man is an awkward soul. Like, he has has no idea. He's just trying to be a rapper. This whole season was about him just trying to find love. And I mean, even when he actually found love, he can't even admit what he's seen and what he has. I mean, I love this show. It's incredibly awkward. It's uncomfortable. Dave is a person you don't want to root for, but at the same time, kind of have to. Um, I just really enjoyed this one. This season was a lot about the cameos, though. I mean, even the last episode was about an hour long, and Brad Pitt's in it for some reason. And I mean, he's in it for like the whole thing. But overall, still a great show. It's a dope for me. Hopefully, this isn't the last season, but they haven't announced anything yet. But it is a dope for sure.
This week, I watched The Idol. Heard a lot of bad reviews about it, and very hesitant to watch it. I should have stayed away. Not a good show. Sex and shows is fine. It's all cool and dandy. I love sex. That shit's fun. But God damn it, when you have a show where you can't go 10 minutes without a sex scene or anything sexual happening, it just kind of gets repetitive and pretty boring. But The Weeknd's in it. His acting is not that great. He has a shitty fucking wig. And in the last scene of him, he seems he's very reminiscent of John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. It's not a great show, but I'm going to try to stick it out and see what happens. I'm going to give it a meh for now. I'll let you guys know.
Yeah, I mean, it is from the guy that made Euphoria, so you got to expect the sex scenes to be popping up like crazy. Yeah. Also on HBO now is Reality, which is based on a true story. I hadn't heard much about this story before seeing this movie, but looked into it a little bit more. It's all about the person who leaked the documents about Russia interfering with the 2016 election. What's really interesting about this movie is all the dialogue is taken directly from the transcripts of the interview with the actual person, and they throw in a lot of pictures and stuff of the actual person involved in this. This movie is definitely a dope. It's suspenseful. I was on the edge of my seat, even though there's not that much action happening. I was still so intrigued with the story going on. It's definitely a dope. Check that out on Max.
And this week, Flamin' Hot just got released on Hulu, and it was truly unexpected. I was expecting to give it a nope, and then watching this, it was a great movie. It was funny. You know, being Mexican myself, growing up, eating hot Cheetos, it's pretty cool to see the story about how it all started. It's really good. I enjoyed it. It's a fun movie. It has some seriousness to it. It has some comedy to it. Although I don't like the director, I'm giving this one a flaming hot dope.
And then for other movies in theaters this week, I saw Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. I did not expect to like this movie at all. A lot of the other ones are pretty bad, but I mean, I really enjoyed this one. It's a cheesy action film, so I know that's not for everybody. Bumblebee was really good. That's the last Transformers movie before this one. It's kind of like they figured out, oh, this is the formula we should stick to. This one throwing in the Beast Wars ones was super cool. That cartoon was on when I was a kid, so it was a little bit of a nostalgia thing for me. We had Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback in this, and they were both great in their roles. I mean, that's to be expected, you know, him being from Hamilton and her being from that show Swarm. My biggest complaint, though, for this is they still kind of shoot their action in this weird way. There's so much going on with all these robots and all this stuff, and then they still shoot it with like Dutch angles all the time. So not only is there just like massive amount of CGI getting thrown at each other, then they put it at a weird angle on the camera. But still, I really enjoyed it. The writing's not great. If you can go in there and you can enjoy a movie and you just turn off your brain, you're going to like this one. I had a good time with it. Even the little cliffhanger that they set up, we're going to apparently be getting a G.I. Joe crossover with the Transformers. So I'm kind of... Yeah, because they're all Hasbro. So I'm definitely going to be checking that out if they keep making these. It's a dope for me. I mean, it probably shouldn't be, but I just had a great time seeing it. So it's a dope for sure. And then this week, we're starting this new section on our show here called Deep Cuts. We're going to start giving you guys like something we can recommend that's on some kind of streaming platform right now that maybe people don't talk about enough. For me, I'm recommending to everybody right now on Prime Video is The Accountants, that's starring Ben Affleck, Anna Kendrick, and John Barenthal. And that's just to name a few of them. It's all about an accountant who is actually really like involved with notorious gangs and stuff. Ben Affleck does kind of show off his acting chops a little bit as his character is autistic. He fits in really well with this. This whole movie is great. I don't want to ruin any of the plot, but it's an action suspense film that's really just great with all great performances from everyone. Had a great time. I love this movie. I've seen it a bunch of times. It's on Prime now. Definitely go check it out.
And for this week, I'm picking Man on Fire for Deep Cuts. This is a great movie. Denzel stars in this fantastic movie about a former CIA agent where he's hell-bent on tracking down the people that kidnapped the daughter of the family that he's hired to protect, who's also played by a young Dakota Fanning. It's a great movie. It's beautifully like filmed. The scenes are fantastic. The action is great. He sticks a bomb in the dude's ass and blows him up. What more can you ask for? This is on HBO Max, and I highly recommend it. Please watch this one. It's a great movie. And once again, thanks customers for tuning in. Make sure to like and subscribe for all the latest news here. Oh, fucked up. Oh, here are the latest releases for this week on all major streaming platforms. Have a great weekend, customers.